You are thinking about moving to Lubbock, Texas. Well, you, my friend, are in the right place. And I'm gonna be telling you what some of my favorite neighborhoods are. We're gonna hit 5 of them. We're gonna go all around Lubbock, and we're gonna see which ones I think you ought to move to, or at least look into. So let's get rocking and rolling. Come on. Okay, so the first one I wanna talk about here is called Raintree. Raintree is just south of 82nd and just west of Indiana. It is a really cool spot. So a lot of the houses in this neighborhood were built late 70s, early 80s. So not the newest, obviously, they were built 40 something years ago, but not the oldest. You're not worrying about the stuff that happens when you buy a house that was built in the 1950s. And let me tell you, it can get pretty crazy there. I would say the average price per square foot in the neighborhood is gonna be anywhere between like 120 and 150. I know that's kind of a broad range, but depending on how nice the house is, obviously the price per square foot is gonna go up quite a bit. So you're looking at some big lots in this neighborhood. There are condos and townhouses in this neighborhood. And there are also houses that are like 5,000 square feet. And it's just a little block. I mean, as you can see on the map, it's just a tiny little block. It's not tiny, it's pretty big, it's a neighborhood. Some notable things about this neighborhood is you've got a cool park, the Charles A. Guy Park, which Guy is his last name, but he was also a gentleman, so you could call him a guy. Pretty cool. Walk your dog around there, the babies in the stroller, do whatever you gotta do. Pretty dope. Yeah, there's some big ones in this neighborhood. There's some big old houses. I mean, we're talking, I've seen houses that are 6,000 square feet. I've seen 4 bedrooms between 2,200 and 3,500 square feet. A lot of houses in Lubbock that were built in the 70s and 80s have basements in them, which are really cool. And people don't often think about basements because why would you? But in Lubbock, they're actually kind of popular. So obviously, it's common knowledge we've had some tornadoes, but it's been a while since we've had any that are really devastating. So pretty cool town. But the basements are something that was popularized around this time. So usually big old rooms. I'm talking, probably can't give you a square foot ballpark number, but I mean, you could put a movie theater down there, you could have a game room, you could have a studio, you could have a workout room if you're crazy. So lots of really neat stuff in this neighborhood. You've got another park with lake. These are parks with ponds, fellas and ladies. We've got parks with ponds. So you have actual bodies of water in Lubbock, which is pretty rare. Another cool thing about Raintree is that it's very close, almost in the immediate vicinity to Lakewood Country Club, which is one of my favorite country clubs in Lubbock to play golf at. Now, I say play relatively. I'm not good, but I actually play. And most of my balls end up in the street. I haven't hit a car yet, but we're still counting down to that. Not that I want it to happen, but it's probably gonna happen. But Lakewood Country Club is really nice. It's been in Lubbock for a long time. Very established neighborhood in Lake Ridge, but Raintree is pretty much to the immediate east of Lake Ridge. If you like golf, this could be a great neighborhood for you. You could maybe have a couple, no, I can't condone drinking and driving, but you're not far from the country club if you like to play golf. Also, one of my favorite things about Raintree is that to me in Lubbock, it's the most hilly neighborhood. You've actually got points in this neighborhood where you could stand at the top of the street and you actually see the street go down a hill. And in Lubbock, that is unheard of, except for Raintree. So definitely, if you want something maybe a little bit older, bigger, more established neighborhood, Raintree would be one I would definitely look into. How would you know where you're gonna live though if you don't give me a call, okay? I gotta help you. We're doing this song and dance thing together. I know you're watching on your couch eating celery sticks and peanut butter right now, but I know you wanna call me. My number's right here. Give me a ring-a-ding-ding. It'll be me you're talking to. I help people from all over the country move to Lubbock, and I love it. I have so much fun with you guys. I've got clients that I'm helping them flip houses. I've got clients that I'm helping them build real estate portfolios so they can have an empire. I've got clients that want to move from California to Lubbock specifically. So if you're interested in moving to Lubbock, give me a call. It'll be me you're talking to. I got a great team, great systems in place. We can help you get what you need. Okay, so the second neighborhood on this list is called Lakewood. Now, I actually own a personal residence in this neighborhood. Yes, that's right. The Andrew Baxter Lubbock Living personality owns a house in this neighborhood. I'm not telling you which one it is because I don't want you to stalk me. So it's a great neighborhood. Also kind of like Raintree, older, a bit more established, but it's a bit further south, just south of 98th Street. So last one was 82nd, just south of that. This one's just south of 98th. The way Lubbock works, it's on a grid system. So the further south you go, the higher the numbers get. That means it's newer. Like I talk about in all our videos, things that are going south are newer, nicer, you know, kind of the path of progress where everything's moving towards. So I really love this neighborhood, so much so that I actually invested there myself. Okay, so this neighborhood is probably up in price range just a bit based on the price per square foot. So you're looking at smaller houses, but the price per square foot in this neighborhood is probably anywhere between 130, 125 to up probably to 160. So a little bit on the pricier end, but here's why, folks. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Everything in this neighborhood was built between like 2000 up to 2015. So it's quite a bit newer than the late 70s, early 80s. Newer stuff, nicer stuff, up to you what style you like, but this is a really cool part of town. It's in a newer developing area, part of town still. Lubbock has taken some time to really, you know, mold into what it is in this specific area, but a lot going for you in Lakewood. It is in Lubbock Cooper, so you've got Lubbock Cooper Elementary really close to Lakewood. And Cooper is what a lot of people, very desirable school district for folks. I know we talk about Cooper and Friendship. This one's in Cooper, so if your kids are wanting to go to Cooper, that's kind of where you're gonna be. The cool thing about Lakewood is it's actually just north of another neighborhood that's like they're in the same block called Fountain Hills, and you're looking at $1 million homes in this neighborhood. They're really, really nice, and Lakewood just borders that. So if you're walking your dog for a stroll, you'll see houses that are anywhere from $250,000 to $400,000, and then you'll be walking your dog and you'll look up from the leash and then, oh my gosh, there's $1 million home. Oh my gosh, there's a $1.2 million home. Oh my gosh, there's a $1.4 million home. There's a lot of really expensive homes just south of this neighborhood. So I think that really helps the value of the neighborhood increase, is because it's just got that kind of posh, bougie vibe, which I say quite a bit, bougie. But yeah, you can take this one from me because I personally own a home here. It's really a cool neighborhood. Let's step it up a notch. We're talking about the Falls. The Falls is arguably the nicest neighborhood in Lubbock. There are some crazy homes in this neighborhood. Okay, so this is where you start getting, you know, if you like mink coats and you like playing pickleball in your backyard because you have a custom pickleball court. I know we were talking about like 130 to 150 price per square foot range. Now we're getting up to like the 250, 240 price per square foot range. Big old homes. I'm talking big Berthas. I think my favorite thing about this neighborhood is they've got their own athletic club. It's called the Falls Athletic Club. And right next to the athletic club is probably my favorite restaurant in Lubbock. If I'm getting wined and dined, I'm going to Las Brisas. It's the nicest steakhouse in Lubbock, in my opinion. I love it. They got some really good food there. You're looking at like $80 to $100 steaks. It's nice to take the woman out, or if you're a woman and you're the breadwinner, take the guy out, go on a nice romantic date, have a glass of really expensive wine. But it's a really cool area. It just feels elegant. So I'm from Dallas, and the nicest people are always like, oh, all the rich people live in Highland Park. In Lubbock, it's like, oh, all the rich, super rich people live in the Falls. It's luxury living, folks. I mean, what you can get in Lubbock for $1 million is astronomical compared to what you can get really anywhere else in the state. It's bonkers. And so if you're super into the bouginess, you're super into being the upper crust, this is probably the area for you, and you got $1 million burning a hole in your pocket, give me a call, please, and then move here, and then we'll go to Las Brisas and get some wine. They've even got this cool track thing around the steakhouse, which like you can walk on, you can walk your dogs. I've been into some houses in this neighborhood, and I'm just like floored. That's pretty much what happens to me when I walk in this neighborhood. I mean, jaw drops, tongue rolls out, eyes shoot out of my skull. It's really, really nice. You've also got some more affordable houses in the vicinity, a little bit close by for like $400, $450, but a lot of the stuff in the neighborhood is gonna go well into the 200s per square foot. So newer stuff, really nice, fantastic neighborhood. This is probably this might be my favorite neighborhood on the entire list. Number 4 is Primrose Point. It is just west of Milwaukee, going towards 82nd. So newer, nicer area of Lubbock. I think this is probably the most bang for your buck neighborhood in one of the best parts of town. And actually, my first YouTube clients, they moved to this neighborhood. So I love it personally. I've sold a couple houses there. It is a fantastic neighborhood. You're right next to some of the best restaurants in Lubbock. You got the Toasted Yolk right by you. You got Funky Door. You've got Picosso's. These are a lot of nicer restaurants that are right by. It's a really nice row. You got one of my favorite breakfast places in Lubbock, which is Farmhouse, right next door. It has so much over there. The food, there's a Whataburger close by, there's a Chick-fil-A close by, there's a Panda Express close by. I keep doing this with my arms. You've got a really nice elementary school in this neighborhood. It's called Friendship Oak Ridge. Yes, it's in Friendship School District. You are getting houses that were built in the 2010s. So newer, more established, very solid neighborhood. This one's on the upper end, probably around 145 to 170 is what you're looking at in this neighborhood. So if you want a nicer, bigger 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe a 2,100, 2,200 square foot 3-bedroom, this one would be good for you. If you want a 4-bedroom that's around that price per square foot, this is when the open concept thing was huge in the 2010s. Chip and Joanna Gaines were gaining a ton of steam, and they're like, oh my God, let's open this up. Oh my God, let's open this up. Oh my God, I keep doing this with my arms. Oh my gosh, let's just open everything. Very popular neighborhood. A lot of the houses here have kind of a French country style home where they've got the big arches right when you walk in. On the outside, it's kind of French country, and then inside, it's a kind of ranch style where you do have an open concept. A lot of them with arched and then a beam down the middle. So a really solid, cool neighborhood. No parks, no water, but the houses kind of make up for that in the scenery aspect and value of it. There's not a ton for sale over here right now. So houses in this neighborhood tend to get snatched up quicker than most. It's very desirable. And my favorite thing about Primrose Point is that you're right next to Milwaukee and everything that Milwaukee and 82nd has to offer. All the restaurants, you're not super far away from Target and Twin Peaks for all you pervs out there, but there's just a lot of really cool stuff in this area. It's a developing area of Lubbock that I don't think you could ever go wrong getting a house in this neighborhood. Okay, so let's get straight into number 5. We blew through this list. We blazed through it. It was awesome. We are in a fast sports car right now. Number 5 on the list is going to be Windstone at Upland. This neighborhood is so cool. It was built and developed by Beat & Bow, and they're probably the biggest builder in Lubbock. They build tons of homes. This neighborhood was developed in like 2018-ish, around there, so 4 or 5 years old. I don't believe they're building any new houses out here. It's established at this point. It's in a really cool part of town off of Upland and 98th. And I actually own 2 rental houses in this neighborhood, and they are my favorites. They do very well. People love being in these neighborhoods. This is the most affordable neighborhood I've talked about thus far. You can get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in this neighborhood for $209,000. You know, it's gonna be smaller, a little bit on the smaller end, but 2018, maybe 1,400 square feet for 200 grand. You know, that's a really solid house. They've got a very specific type. The kind of style of house is a little bit more, I would say, cookie cutter, but not in a bad way. They do a really good job of encapsulating what the Lubbock feel and vibe is, that West Texas kind of vibe and feel, and they kind of cookie cut that into each one of their houses. So some of them might look a certain way, and that one might be every 5 houses, and then the second house might look a different way, and that might be every 5 houses, and so on and so forth. It's a really cool neighborhood, very solid. I'm personally invested there myself. I've sold houses in this neighborhood to other folks. I think it's a solid one. People love to be in this part of town. There's a lot of cops that live in this neighborhood, very safe, very kid friendly. Beat & Bow oftentimes builds parks in these neighborhoods. Yeah, I mean, in this neighborhood, you can get a house anywhere from 200 to 300,000, maybe even higher, up to 350, depending on how big and how nice it is. They do build some houses that are 4 bedrooms, 2,400 square feet. So, you know, it all depends on what you're looking for. If you got a growing family, newlywed, these are great neighborhoods for folks like you. If you're got 1 or 2 kids, plan on having more, you just got married, and you want to buy a house, I think this is an amazing neighborhood to do that in. Also, there's not a ton around this neighborhood. There's a lot of fields close by. It is kind of more so out in the country. It's a less developed part of Lubbock. You're kind of verging on Wolfearth at this point, but it's a solid area. I really like it myself. I'm giving you guys all the tips and tricks that I've got locked up in my dome. You're getting them now. I just absolutely love this neighborhood. I think it's fantastic. If you're wanting to get a starter home, you're looking at beaten bows, you like beaten bows, this is a fantastic area to be. I think it's great. Anyway, I hope that was a very productive video. I hope you got a good idea of what might be good for you. They're my personal favorites in Lubbock, and I think that it's good for me to tell you that because you might be watching in Connecticut and you might have no idea, or yeah, you may have no idea what Lubbock even looks like. You've probably never been. I just want you guys to kind of get a better feel, better vibe for it. That was my personal top 5 favorite. Anyway, we do lots of videos on this channel. We do lots of people comment a lot of times. We got a good forum going, so shoot me a comment, like the video, subscribe. I love making these videos for y'all, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So give me a call if you're interested in Lubbock, and I will see you guys in the next one. Toodles.